Hey, what's up? It's your boy Paul Brendan. Let's get into the Housewives of Atlanta, season 15, episode 7. I'm late as usual. So we starts off with Drew. Drew meets up with her director that's gonna direct her music video. She have worked with him in the past and stuff. She ended up she haven't seen him for a minute. She tell him about the last movie that she did was Step Up, and he didn't know what Step Up was, but they moved forward from that. He ended up telling her, asking her, do Ralph have a six pack, like a six pack, like he's a wrestler, like a wrestler six pack. Because if he don't, they gonna have to get a model. And they did a flashback of him working out in the gym, working out. I'm like, he ain't got no six pack like what the director looking for. Because I said he more focused on the upper body. He focused on the chest and the arms. He don't focus on that stomach. So I said that's a no. So they do a little more chit chat about that. The one of the things of the music video will be skating ring. So she invite some of the girls gonna be in that part. They did a little chit chat about that. Um, did a little chit chat about marriage. He said if you survive the 8 years, after these 8 years, then you can make it. You will make it and whatever. And so we move on from there. We move on to Sonya and Sheree. They go to what is called. They meet up for this. You go. They go get the freeze the fat away. They go do that and stuff, and they go through that. Then then you relax. So they go relax, and as they relax and they chit chat about what happened and whatever on a girls' night, and then you know, Sheree want to come up with something that will with a little get together so that the ladies can work stuff out and stuff. And Sonya said that seemed like a good thing. Something Gucci and something like that and stuff. So they come up with something like that. So that's the plan. So we move on from there. We move on to Marlo and Courtney. So Marlo and Courtney end up hanging out. They meet up for drinks and stuff, drinks and something to eat. So they meet up for drinks and everything, and they end up sitting down and started, just chit chatting about how you been doing and whatever. Um, Marlo tell her that her two best friends got her set up on a blind date coming up. So yeah, she a little nervous about it and whatever. So she ended up asking Courtney, so what's going on with you, the date life and stuff. Courtney said it's complicated. She like, girl, Marlo like, girl, everything's complicated when it comes to a date life. I said it is. See, who knows with Courtney? I can tell it's complicated. So they do a little more chit chatting about them two. Marlo end up apologizing to Courtney for her behavior at the girls' night out that Courtney had for the ladies, and she apologized to her for how things went down, and that she may have ruined things. And Courtney accepted the apology and everything. They did a little more chit chatting about the situation and whatever. Courtney asked her about so what's the issue with it and what caused all this to come up and stuff. And she said, Courtney asked her, did you try to ever talk to her about this? And she said no. Marlo said, she haven't had the time to talk to her, and she just don't seem like Candy is into really addressing the issue or anything. And Candy don't seem like she's interested in addressing any issues, to be honest. Candy really don't care. If it ain't about her businesses, she don't care. I'm gonna be real honest about this. I ain't gonna sugarcoat nothing. I'm not. So, they did a little more chit chatting, about that stuff and everything. So we move on from there. We move on to Sonya and Candy. So Sonya and Candy meet up for lunch, and they do a little chit chat. And Sonya asks, is Todd back in town? What's up with Todd? And Candy said Todd's back in town. He working on that movie, the Pass. Yeah, that's been done a million times, but he working on it and stuff like that. Um, then they get into the nitty gritty of what Candy want to talk about. So Candy ended up calling, she said, Candy tell her about, she went to the Tony's ceremony, that the little ceremony they had before the Tonys. And she said she was taken in about, because the play that she heard, Todd, our executive producers, it was nominated. So she took it in. She went, then I had to come back here and deal with you ghetto girls and stuff, And she went, I feel like you was just a flip flopper. I feel like, you just. She said call Sonya. She called Sonya fake. She really just called her fake, and she flipping because she's told that Sonya always riding the fence when it comes to Marlo and stuff like that, and that's how she feel. And Sonya said, "What?" Sonya said, "Why you feel that way?" Sonya said, "Because," Sonya said, okay, but because I don't want to be in the middle of Marlo's fire, in the middle of a situation that goes on with Marlo. I don't need. Why would I be in the middle of something that does not involve me? I don't want to be in the middle of anything. It don't involve me. That's a Marlo fire that I don't have to be in the middle of. And this is when Candy went, well, since you said that, then Drew was in the middle of. Drew got caught up in the middle of Marlo's fire that was dealing with me. And Sonya went, okay. She went, okay, yeah, that's true. She went, yeah, it did. And she went, that's why we in this group and we need to stop that. And I said, and it's true, y'all do need to stop that, because at the end of the day, when there are issues going on between y'all or disagreements, there's always somebody interfering in the disagreement. And definitely, it's either Kenya or Drew that's interfering in the disagreement that involves somebody that does not involve them. They're always in it. So they talked about that. That's when Sonya oh yeah, that's when Sonya also said, Sonya ended up saying, in her confession and everything, she said that, she even said to her, she said, y'all not gonna make me pick between being friends with her and being friends with you because y'all don't like her. Like, that's not gonna happen. And I said, at the end of the day, that's what it is. It's like they want Sonya to pick a side. And it's like she's friends with Marlo first before she became any type of friends with y'all. And y'all, because y'all don't like Marlo and y'all don't like how blunt Marlo is, then y'all became friends with her and y'all want her to just join the bandwagon. And she's not a yes girl like Kenya and Drew. So, she made that quite clear. But Candy kept going because Candy still trying to do some manipulating, as she usually does. It Candy ended up going into, I'm not as so sensitive. It's one of the reasons why I'm not so sensitive. And I don't show no emotions. It's because of my brother passing when I was 15 and stuff. That's why I don't show no emotions or anything. That's why when it comes to my friends and family, that's why I'm always trying to make sure they got opportunities and stuff like that. That's how I show. I said, girl, that does not equip to emotions. That doesn't show any. That's not the same. So at the end of the day, you showing that you have no emotions. Period. You thinking because you give opportunities and chances to people multiple times, that's you being generous and loving, and it's not. That's not. That because you always, but with you, you think that there's supposed to be some type of loyalty and something in return. Is what I'm. That's what I get from you. You always want something in return. That's just what I get. So moving on from there, we move on to Drew. And okay, so before that, Sonya, I'm so sorry that you went through, losing your brother and stuff like that. She gave her condolences and all that good stuff. Moving on from there, we move on to Drew. So Drew is at rehearsal practicing. We end up finding out that the model that she picked, that her and the director picked, he ended up double booking himself. Being double booked, so he could not do the video. So all of a sudden, Ralph show up, and we found out that Ralph he don't come to anything that Drew be doing. I said that's what I said. He don't because she was shocked that he showed up to her rehearsal. She said this was the first time he ever been to a rehearsal of hers. And I said I found that very interesting because it's like if you don't show up for your wife, you don't show up for the person that you say you love and that you married. I'm. It's like so. Why is you showing? You only showing up now because there's a camera. Yeah, I found that kind of weird. So they tell him, Drew tell him, they had the director and them had him take off the shirt and stuff. I'm like, yeah, it wasn't that impressive, baby. I said, baby, it wasn't that impressive, but it'll do for her. It'll do for the video. It'll do. It'll do. It'll do. But that's all that happened with them. So moving on, we move on to Kenya. So Kenya and her fake storyline. So she goes to the doctor office, y'all, for a checkup. So she wanted to know. Okay, so she goes to the doctor. She didn't been going to the doctor, because she went through menopause, so she on the right medication now. So she didn't ask the doctor because she want to have more kids. Yes, she want to have more kids. And she want to have another kid with her ex-husband. That's what she want to do. And she's trying. She ain't had that talk with him yet. They're still going through divorce, so she haven't had to talk yet, and she still want to have another child. And she asked the doctor, and her doctor told her doctor said, your, Dr. Wayne, he went, the doctor, she said, your, pregnancy was one of the, hardest ones that she has ever seen. And she said, and she said it was one of the hardest ones that she has ever been a part of and the hardest one she's seen. She said as you get older, because you're an older woman, you old hoe. You are old ho. You old. Kenya, you old as hell. You are old hoe. So it's hard, girl. It's hard. So you going through pregnancy ain't gonna work. And she told her in every word that no. The answer was no, you can't have a baby. You can't carry. She ain't. There are other things you can do. You can have go with a surrogate. But the doctor already knows she trying to carry. So she gonna risk her life to have another child. Is what she trying to do. So moving on from that, we move on to Sheree's Sheree's Gucci brunch event for the ladies that she having. So she did a Sonya showed up early. So her and Sonya, going through the seating arrangement. She had them seated, how she wanted them. And so all the ladies finally show up. When Marlo get ready to show up, Candy asked to switch Marlo's seat because Marlo's seat was next to Sonya's, and she was sitting on Sonya's right side. So they was her and Marlo was sitting. Marlo, Sonya, Kenya, Mario, Sonya, Candy. So Kenya was on the other side with on the opposite side of Sheree. So she said, "Can you switch seats?" And I said that was wrong. Sheree shouldn't have switched that seat because I said the simple fact is y'all two needed to talk anyway. That was the whole point of this brunch to begin with, was to squash whatever was going on, but it was mainly to get the bullshit that's going on with y'all two out the way, and y'all two needed to talk, period. And with Sonya sitting there would have been a better thing anyway, because you got Sheree there, Sonya there, and that hoe over there named Kenya and Drew, they could stay their asses right over there, but Sheree switched it anyway before Marlo came in, and I said that was wrong. You should have kept it the way it was. If the hoe didn't like it, her ass could have left. So they all get there, Sheree starts her little introduction to her event. Sheree started crying. I said, girl started crying. Like, I went, girl, really? Really? You gonna do this? Like, girls, it's just, we need to work these issues out and get back on a good accord, because, this ain't working. You're right, girl. You put all the work, girl. You try to get it. So she said, so that. She did all that. Then she asked the ladies about how did they feel about her invitation that she sent out to everybody. They do a little chit-chatting about that and stuff like that. They go into going around the table. They started off with Courtney and Candy, and they end up making up. Courtney ended up, saying, I came out during my ladies' night I had, and I apologize to you again because of what happened. And Candy was like, I do accept the apologies and thank you for coming out and apologizing to me. And she went, what happened between us, we got off on a wrong start and it's cool, whatever. We good. So they made up. So we move on to Kenya and Sonya. So Sonya talked to Kenya about some stuff. So Sonya was like, so Kenya, let's get down to it, girl. She went, so I've been trying to build a friendship with you. And she went, my issue is when we went to Alabama and you told me to go home. And she went, yeah, I felt the way about this because I've been trying to build a genuine friendship with you, and I don't still feel like I'm receiving the same thing. And Kenya was like, well, I don't know. Kenya went, well, at first I was trying to feel you out and stuff, but I don't like the way you moving. And I'm like, bitch, shut up. Cause I said, girl, you sound very stupid. Who is you? You act like you was a big time actress. I mean, you act like you in Hollywood, girl. Like you in Hollywood. Like you a A-lister, girl. You ain't even on the list. You ain't even one. You ain't even from A to Z, girl. You in a 1, 2, 3s. That's where you at. Please, you might as well be at 0. Cause I said, girl, don't nobody look for you. And you telling this girl, well, I have my biggest issue with you when you went on that show. She went on Andy Cohen's What's Happening when she had her episode to go on, and Andy asked her a question about Kenya fake ass. Is her ass fake or real? And Sonya said, when Marlo brought it to my attention, is the ass fake or real? She went, and I had to look, and she went, to me, it may be, it potentially may be real or fake. She went, I don't know. I can't tell you. I don't really know. I don't know if it's real or fake. I can't tell you if it's real or fake. And anyone, okay. It's like, bitch, we all know that's a fake ass. We know it's fake, girl. They showed a picture of before and after, bitch. Your ass is faker than fake. And whoever did that job, bitch, they fucked you up. Big time, girl. Shit. You could have let a 3-year-old do that, and they could have did a better job than what you went and got. But I said, moving on. So, so Kenya was like, you could have said something. You could have just, you always ride or that. You always ride that for her. For Marlo. You always riding or die for Marlo, but you don't ride or die for me. You don't never ride or die for me. I said, bitch, why should she? It's like, girl, y'all, I said, that's the problem. It's like, that's the problem. It seemed like the problem with you and Candy, y'all think people supposed to be on y'all side. Like, bitch, I ain't gotta be. It's like, because we are friends, bitch, I don't have to do shit for you. I don't have to ride or die for you, bitch. Bitch, we friends, ho. You get yourself caught up in some shit, you get yourself caught up in it. I'ma sit there, sip my tea, and be on it. It's like, it's different. Like, she ride or die for Marlo, I said, because Marlo that's her homegirl. It's a different vibe, it's a different flavor. Marlo is her homegirl. You two bitches ain't her homegirls. Y'all fake as hell. Y'all wanna be some, I ain't gonna go there. But I said y'all wanna be them it girls, and y'all not. Y'all not. At all. But so, they end up coming to an agreement. And Kenya being shady as hell as usual. So, she said, we can see how things work out, as it go on. And Sonya went, okay. Sonya went, what? Sonya went, okay. Sonya went, okay. Like, at this point, I said, I really don't think Sonya cares at this point, to be honest. Sonya went, it's like, it's hot and cold with her. I said, girl, she fake. I said, that's a fake bitch. A fake bitch. That bitch don't know what a friend is. You see, she ain't got no man. She already married Mark because shit, she wanted a baby. We all know that's why she married him. Let's be real. So moving on, we move on to the main topic on hand, and that is, so Sonya said, so is we gonna squash this? They're gonna be a resolution between you, Marlo, and Candy. And so we started with them, and the eye rolling of that hating ass muffet face named Kenya. And so Marlo started off. Marlo starts off talking. Marlo, saying, she said, I'm good. Marlo said, I'm good. She like, I'm in a good space. And she went, when I'm around you ladies, she went, I could be cordial, I could be good. She went, it's no problem. And Candy went, no, that ain't true. Candy went, no, that ain't true. Girl, you lying. That ain't true. That ain't true. And I'm like, girl, why is you so bothered by it? I said, you one of them people, Candy, you so bothered by this woman because this woman's, she went, I'm good. at this point, I'm good with all of this. You bother because I said what she said and what she been saying is true. So, they continue Candy one, she Candy went into, uh, you not. How would you feel with somebody want to use your name, put your name, attach your name to a murder and stuff? I said, first of all, she didn't attach your name to shit. I said, ain't nobody attached your name to no murder. She didn't. All she said was that her nephew worked for you. And her nephew met her roommate. He was always at some events that went on, and she thought y'all, everybody, the family thought that he worked at y'all because he was at all the employees' events. So yeah. So as they continue with the bullshit, um, Marlo then said, I did. Marlo said, I didn't bring up the shooting at your. I didn't bring up the shooting at the restaurant. Drew did. Train, there you go, Train. That's what I mean. That's what I mean. I said, first of all, hold up, Sonic the Hedgehog with that weak ass hairdo you had going on, girl. The point is, there was a shooting at your restaurant. You and Todd Blaze. There was a shooting. That was a fact. That ain't a lie. It's a fact. And that happened. And you not addressing it at all is a problem. And you saying, oh, there you go, there you go. You just want to put my name in. I said, girl, that's the truth. It's the truth. It honestly is. So, that's when, I said, when that started, when Marlo said that, restaurant that's when okay, Candy said what she said. That's when Drew the Mutt wanted to say her 2 cents. Trigger. That's like she started yamming it at the mouth, and then that started. Kenya started playing the violin and started doing her 2 cents, and I'm like, shit is ridiculous. Everybody else went around that table to talk, and these two women need to talk. So you two bitches want to start doing this childish ass high school, middle school shit as they talking, and it's like, this is crazy. And the so-called dummy named Candy sitting there like with an attitude, stank ass attitude, like, girl, bye. Marlo trying to talk, and she not really getting a word in. But we continue on. Marlo said the biggest issue is what kind of friend you are. And it's true. What kind of friend that you was. And you were not a good friend. You was not a good friend. And you know you wasn't a good friend. And I said, and that's the part about it. And you don't care. You don't care about nothing. So, and then as it went on, Marlo asked and the table like, so what was the main issue? What was it? They want, and Candy wanted the flowers. It was like, I didn't send no flowers. And that's when the two Muppets, the two dogs of Candies, Drew and Kenya started to yap at the mouth as Marlo was trying to talk, and Candy was they were trying to go have a conversation. They kept talking. And, that's when Marlo ended up getting up and leaving. She leaves the restaurant. Sheree runs after her. Sheree asking, one of the waiters or whatever, where'd she go? She left out. She go check on her, and Marlo's like, I can't do it with Kenya. So I can't. That's a miserable person right there. I can't. I had to do my life coach told me. Leave. And she did the right thing. She did the right thing by leaving, because there's no reason to stay in there and dealing with a tired ass bitch. Because you got one right across you and one over there. And as they outside doing that, you got punk ass That punk ass bitch in there, them two, three punk ass bitches in there running their mouths like Candy White. She always do this. I always want to play the victim and blah blah blah. Bitch, that's you and your minions, bitch. And you got that fake ass bitch over there named Kenya saying she sold her pussy for a bag. Bitch, I think that's your ass selling your pussy for a bag and a man, because you buy a man just like your friend named Andy, who taking care of a gold digging ass nigga. Excuse the language, Lord, but that's what it is. That's what you're doing. So I said, so let's be real. Let's be real here. So as they came, when Sheree came back in with Marlo, she got her to come back in. Came in, she went over to Kenya and told her, girl, shut up. She don't want to talk to you. Okay, that's fine. And she shut it on up and ate her damn food. So Marlo went into telling her, you know, my nephew shooting was Candy. My nephew shooting wasn't about you. It wasn't about you. I don't blame you for his shooting at all. Um, what was the rest of it? Let me make sure. Yeah, I don't blame you for it at all. My family, sure, my sister called me, asking me about uh they haven't heard from Candy now. They haven't heard from Candy. And they wanted to know if Candy was my girl. And I told her she was I said, yeah, that's my girl. And if y'all ain't heard from her, she don't give a fuck about y'all. And that's when Candy was like, you know, Candy gave this stank ass face, and the face said it all. It was like your face said it all, like you don't give a fuck. And she said, what did that bitch say? That bitch said she said she full of shit. I said, bitch, it's the truth. You don't care. You don't give a fuck about anybody but yourself. And it's honestly true. And your man don't give a fuck about anybody either. So let's be real. So that's when that was said, that's when Sonya came in. Sonya was trying to explain to the heifer next to her. She said, Candy, so she was saying was, Candy, Sonya, I don't need you to explain to me. You don't need to be her lawyer today. Sonya went like, girl. Sonya went in like I said. She was saying you getting in, when you so focused on an issue, you so focused on something that is not an issue. That is not the issue. I said, bitch, get her together, ho. Get her together. Because I said, when Sonya did that, that bitch, her two minions over there named Kenya and Drew, they asses sat there quietly. They didn't say a motherfucking word. Not to Sonya. They sat there, and Candy sat there like, she didn't expect that. She didn't expect that woman to, bitch, who you talking to, bitch? Like I said what I said. And she said what she said, shit. I said, Sonya, get that backbone, girl. Bring that Jamaican girl up out you. Girl, let it be known, this hoe don't run shit over here. And so, it continues after that. Then Sonya gave her point. Candy went like, fuck the flowers. I said, bitch, now you done proved exactly who you are, you tired ass bitch. So Marla went like, oh, so you say, or Marla said, okay, so you saying fuck my nephew and fuck my nephew and fuck the flowers. So I got you, girl, I got you. So you just proved that you was just a spoil. You just proved that you are just selfish, poor, spoiled, and privileged girl. I said, bitch, check that hoe, because that's what it is. So, I'm over this. So I don't have time for this. I said, bitch, you don't got time for it because it was the truth. I said, that was the honest truth. Honest truth. I said, you don't got time for the truth. So they ain't get to nothing else. Sheree ended up in it. Sheree want to thank y'all for coming. We didn't get to nothing. I got 2 out of 3. See why? And I'm confessed, I got 2 out of 3. See why I got 2 out of 3 done here. See why? That's good enough for me. Pat herself on the back. I said, this was a trip. I said the episode was good, but I said that Candy, that Kenya, and that Drew, they are tired. I said you can say whatever you want about Marlo, but I said Marlo didn't do nothing wrong. Cause Kenya got her nerve telling somebody sold they pussy for a bag. Bitch, is we talking? Bitch, you buy mans for storylines. Come on. And you married a man for a child. Girl, get the fuck out of my face. Tired ass bitch. I said that's all that happened on this episode. Like, subscribe, comment, and share on social media. It's your boy Paul Brennan. I'll be back with y'all. Hopefully by this weekend, cause this shit is irking my nerves. Bye bye y'all.